Welcome back to the show, gents. On the next slide, this video is going to be a full live training that I did with my private coaching clients on the importance of building muscle after you're 40, how to build muscle, why is it important, and how is it going to improve your longevity, boost testosterone, and reduce your high blood pressure. So pay close attention to the rest of this video. It's really in depth. There's a Q&A at the end as well, so stay tuned and you might come across some troubles that you're having with in a live call with some of our members, okay? If you have any other questions, comment down below in the section here and I'll be live in my chats and hopefully I can answer some of your questions. This will be posted in Facebook and you might be watching it from WhatsApp. You can ask any follow-up questions from this if you're not on the live call. So in the Facebook group, pile some questions in the group, in the comment section, or even in WhatsApp, and I'll get back to you. Because this is a very good training on why building muscle isn't optimal. It's actually essential, especially if you're over 40. Now, 99.8% of you in the group are all over 40, right? Even got some 60-year-olds getting after it. So this is really important. And I'll go through it now and we'll dive into it. You're going to find this very interesting. So, the real problem, okay? Now, I know all of you have got different paths here. Some of you need to lose 5 kilos, 10, 15, 20, okay? But it's all relevant for literally everybody, even including myself, right? So now, the real problem is most men over 40 are actually losing muscle, okay? Because if you can see here, I'll go through a few of these bullet points, is by the time you're 60, you can actually lose up to 20% of your muscle mass. Okay. Now, again, after 40, your testosterone will actually start decreasing up to 1.2% yearly. Okay. This is the average man, by the way. Now, if you're fat, this can increase by 2.3% every year. So significantly a lot higher if you're not a good body percent fat. Okay. Now, muscle loss, if that's happening to you, you're losing muscle, this will slower your metabolism, obviously a weaker body, and you lower your testosterone. Okay. Now, most men try to do cardio, diets or supplementation, and they still gain fat. Okay. I'll just pause on this bit here and mention the cardio, because the thing that cardio doesn't do, it doesn't benefit any of this, building muscle or increasing testosterone, which then leads, as you can see, into a slower metabolism, weaker body, lower testosterone. Okay. However, cardio is not bad. Okay. Obviously, it's not bad. It's good for the mind. It's good for the heart, good for the lungs. Yeah. But predominantly, strength training, look, when you get over 40, it should be the pillar of your main training, right? Good 60-70% of strength training, and then you've got your sports, your martial arts, your cardio, your running, because it'd be stupid to say don't do any of that, right? Because it's all health and fitness. Yeah. But if you want longevity, building muscle is essential. Okay. The truth, added this little one in here, you're not fat, you're just under muscled. Okay. All right. Now, again, why muscle matters. Muscle is the engine of your body. Now, if you think about it, in every sport in the world, literally everything, cycling, boxing, swimming, normally the most conditioned guy with strongest guy will predominantly win, right? Obviously skill and that comes into it, but strength is at the forefront of most everything. Okay, pretty much everything. Okay. Now, here's the misconception. It's not just about looking good, right? It's not just for looks. It's your metabolic engine. More muscle, the more muscle you have on your frame means the more calories you'll burn at rest, which is another reason why people struggle to get lean when they're just doing loads of cardio. Because the more muscle you have, the more calories you'll burn at rest when you're resting, when you're going to sleep, when you go on holiday and you sit on a lounger for a week. You have a higher metabolism because you got more muscle. Also, stronger muscles mean stronger bones, joints, a heart. What people don't also realize is strength training increases bone density. Okay, when you have strong bone density, your bones. I don't know if you guys know what actual bones do. They actually create new red blood cells. Yeah. So that's why when people got a high blood pressure, they're not strength training. You know, strength train, stronger bones. Stronger bones then release more clean red blood cells. So it's all things that you don't even realize. You think it's just, yeah, look in the gym, get a fucking vein on my arm and stuff like that, right? But you know, from looking at this, it's actually it's a bonus, right? Looking good, but all the other benefits are actually more important. Okay. Muscle, as you get older, protects against disease, injury, being frail. You know, if you notice, guys that are just always running and doing cardio, when they get a bit older, they start getting niggles, joint pains, pulling muscles. Martin, you know, pulling calf muscles. So yeah, it all adds up. Someone else is coming into the room. Now, muscle is the organ to longevity, okay? And look, I'm not saying it completely cures it, but it can help prevent Alzheimer's, certain cancers, dementia, okay? Muscle is the organ to longevity. Now, muscle burns body fat, okay? If you want to lose fat, you have to build muscle first. I'll be honest with you guys, a thing I always get when I first, meet someone or, have a consultation or try and help someone, they will always say, I just need to lose body fat. I don't want to build any muscle. I don't want to look bulky. Yeah. And you might even be thinking that as well. You might not have said it, but there's no such thing as lifting weights to start looking bulky. You're only going to start looking bulky if you're going to eat loads of food or maybe take some steroids or something like that, right? It takes years and years to build muscle, right? I didn't put it in the slides, but I'll do this now. That's a big mistake. This is quite important. So it can take 1 year for someone who's a beginner to increase muscle mass by about 5 to 7 kilos in 1 year. That's quite a lot, by the way. That's if you're a beginner. So that's good news if you're a beginner strength training. Okay. If you're intermediate, a little bit, intermediate, middle ground, you can build between 2.5 kilos and 5 kilos in 1 year. And that's still really good. Now, if that doesn't sound like it's a lot, just imagine this. Imagine you go to your butcher's and you buy 2 kilos of meat and you put it down to 200 grams. That's a shitloads of meat, right? Imagine if you stack that on your body, it's a lot of meat. So it doesn't sound a lot, but it's a hell of a lot of tissue. Now, someone who's advanced, who's been training, 10, 15, 20 years strength training, it can only, unfortunately, between about 1.2 to 2 kilos a year you can only build because you're advanced, you've been doing it a long time. Okay. Most guys in the program, I would say, are beginners in strength training. So the good news for most of you guys is if you do it properly, which you are because you're obviously in our program, you can build up to 5 to 7 kilos of muscle per year. That's a shit lot of muscle. That's going to save your joints, boost testosterone, fix your metabolism. And remember, muscle is the organ to longevity. Yeah, that's really good. Now, muscle boosts testosterone. Okay, if you got low testosterone, muscle is the natural solution. It's just as simple as that. Now, I didn't put why having low testosterone is bad. Most people know that, right? Obviously, the big one for us is sex drive, right? Cognitively, cognitive performance, fatigued, mental sharpness, all right? Extra body fat, extra estrogen, which a lot of guys, a bit of wobbly chest, lower back fat, which is obviously a lot of cortisol. Cortisol rises when the testosterone decreases. Yeah. Now, resistance training, which is strength training, it naturally boosts testosterone. Sedentary men have lower testosterone and more body fat. Muscle signals your body, okay, it's still needed. You don't need pills, no shortcuts, just real lasting results from strength training, okay? Now, going on to longevity, this is really important, guys. So muscle mass predicts how long you're going to live. Unless you get hit by a bus or unfortunately something bad happens, it's in your hands to, you know, live a longer life. As you can see, the guy here, like, he's like, I don't know how old he is, but I'll give you a quick story. Um, my father-in-law, he's 66. He's really not looked after his body, right? Now he's like frail. He really struggles to play with my two kids. He's only 66. Never trained. He's fat. Yeah. He would never be doing a push-up like this guy, or he doesn't even play in the garden with them, doesn't walk up any hills with them. And this is like what you should be focusing towards, yeah, if you have children, obviously. So muscle is the organ to longevity. Okay. Muscle prevents falls. Insulin resistance. This is a massive one. Okay. Insulin resistance, basically, when you have a lot of muscle mass, you are insulin sensitive. Insulin resistance is when you eat carbohydrates and your body doesn't utilize it very well, right? Insulin sensitivity, someone who's quite lean, high muscle mass, when you eat those carbs or you go on a bit of a bender for a week, you don't feel it because you're insulin sensitive. Your body deals with the shit a lot better, to put it frankly. Okay, so we all need to be insulin sensitive rather than insulin resistant. Okay, if you're between 50 and 18% body fat, you got a massive chance of being nice and insulin sensitive, which is what we want. All right. You've probably been on holiday for 2 weeks. You come back and you feel like shit, soft, put on kilos, because most of the time, you're insulin resistant. Okay. Studies show more lean mass you have equals a longer lifespan and health span. So your best investment is strength. Okay. Cardio and muscle. Most men are doing it backwards. Okay. Endless cardio raises cortisol, burns muscle, and tanks testosterone. Again, this is mainly for guys over 40. I'm not saying if you're in your early 20s, this is obviously as we get a bit older, guys, we're having these effects. Running doesn't build strength, doesn't build muscle or resilience. Okay. Strength training is more time efficient and gives a better longer term effect. Don't chase sweat, chase strength. Okay. A little bonus on there. Just always remember this. The gym, guys, the gym is for building muscle. Your food is for getting lean. Okay. So for a few of you adrenaline junkies, when you're trying to do weights and then you're trying to do a burpee and a sprint and a skip between your sets, that's like trying to play football and trying to play rugby with the same ball, right? You just do one or the other. You either strength train or you want to jump around and do a bit of conditioning. All right. Focus on one and get good at it. Yeah. Again, my graphic designer put a topless picture of me. I didn't ask him to. Just stand to stop doing that. How to build muscle efficiency, right? 3 non-negotiables of building muscle. This is probably a bit you're interested in. You guys are all doing this now, by the way, because we've programmed what you're doing. So you're all doing this. Now, progressive strength training. This is how you build it, okay? Focusing on the compounds, which is your barbell, the big 5, your bench press, your squats, your deadlift, your overhead presses, your bent over rows, and even your pull-ups. You don't need to do a full pull-up if you're not there. Assisted pull-ups is fine. Adequate protein. That's why we always stress protein is really important. 1.6 to 2.6 grams per kilo of body weight. This is, by the way, this catches people out. Not body weight as in, look, let's say you're 130 kilos now. That's not going to be your target protein because that'd be too much. When it says body weight daily, that is your goal body weight. So if I'm 100 kilos, but my goal body weight is 80 kilos, then this calculation would go off of the goal body weight. Okay. obviously recovery, sleep, hormone optimization happens at rest, guys. Okay, you're not actually building muscle in the gym. You're building muscle when you're sleeping, when you're resting, when you're eating good food. Okay, just a little extra one on there. Progressive overload is the key to building muscle, and that's why we really all stress about when you're in the training app, make sure you put your weights, get your weights in there, because one week you'll be on 50 kilos, and next week you might even be on 52. As long as you're going up on your weights, data doesn't lie. You're guaranteed to be getting stronger, which means you're guaranteed to be getting leaner and building muscle. So that's why we really like you guys to track your weights. All right. And that's part of the progressive strength training. That's basically what it means. Okay. And finally, final little message, the little recap. Muscle is your insurance policy for the rest of your life. Okay. Makes you look leaner, stronger, more energetic, boosts testosterone, confidence, protects your body, your brain, and your future. Okay. If you're over 40 and you're serious about your health, building muscle is not a choice, it's your lifeline. Okay, so it's really, really important, guys. And again, you're all here doing it. I'm just giving you a little bit more information of why it's important, so you know. Why do these guys, tell us to focus on strength training rather than cardio? Okay, and that's basically it, guys. That's what we should be doing, and that's what you're all doing. So props to you all. Hope that helps. Hope that educates you a little bit more on that subject. Going to unshare my screen now, unplug, record. If you're watching the replay, pop any questions down in the WhatsApp group or in the Facebook group, and I'll get back to you and answer anything I can. But for the guys that are on the live call, we'll go into a little bit of a Q&A, and we'll go through some questions. In fact, I'm going to leave the record on because there might be some really valuable questions here. Unshare. All right, guys, how did you find that? Any questions on that?
Yeah, as useful, Rob. Yes, definitely some things I didn't know in there.
Yeah, which part was you intrigued about?
I mean, yeah, just all a bit right down to sort of how it all flows into the medical side of, the muscles, the bones, the red blood cells, the balancing of that insulin components as well.
That's right.
And definitely, when you go away for a week or two, definitely noticed who's been in the program can get away, have a heavier weekend, but still, come back and not really feel the impact of it. So hopefully that body mass, body fat percentage is heading in the right direction.
Yeah, exactly, mate. Exactly. You got it there. That's probably the most interesting bit. That makes sense, Martin?
Yeah, totally. Interesting point there where you made, and you were saying if you're strength training, you shouldn't be adding in like cardio, but
Between.
Sorry?
Like in between, like jumping around, doing your weights.
Okay, because when I done my workout the other day, I jumped on at the end of the weight session. I jumped on. I'd done like 5 minutes on the rower and then 5 minutes on the step machine. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine. It's a good question. So what I meant by that is
in between the sets.
Yeah. So if you're doing like a shoulder press and then a chest press, you get people like start skipping between their sets or going a bit mental because they need to feel like they're moving all the time. And you're a bit like that as well because you've been doing MMA and that because you like the adrenaline, don't you? The sweat, the heart rate up. But like I said, if you want to focus on one thing and focus on one thing and be good at it.
Okay.
Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, I see that all the time in the gym. And it's like, this is why I don't like the F45 and all that circuit crap.
Yeah.
Because
you're
doing 3 different things in one session. It's like
too much. Yeah.
It's like, what are you actually trying to do?
They do the boot camps and stuff like that. They do that. So you're doing a bit of weights, then you're doing a bit of running, then you're doing that. It's like all jumbled up, isn't it?
Yeah, you're just jumping around like a chicken, aren't you? Basically, just nothing. There's no method behind the madness.
Yeah. So actually, when I've done my first workout the other day on Monday, I thought that 90 seconds in between the rests was a bit too long.
For you, that's quite long. Yeah.
Sorry?
For you, that's quite long, isn't it?
That's really long. Yeah.
Yeah.
We get 30 seconds in between rounds. So
yeah.
But today, actually, I enjoyed it. I was like, actually, I feel nice and rested for my next set.
Exactly.
So you know, there's a reason why it's set like that. So,
Yeah, because your whole aim is to get stronger.
yeah.
I mean, personally, I rest about a minute. A minute's fine. A minute's good. But yeah, you just have to get used to it. Get all that focus into that training session when you're actually doing the exercise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can push more in each set because you know you've got
Exactly.
decent rest in between.
Yeah, it just takes some getting used to. If you're like yourself and this is like, you're not used to this style of training because you've always been that high explosive sort of style, then it takes a bit getting used to.
Yeah.
Definitely. Shane, are you there?
Yeah. Oh, hang on one second. Yep.
How
Yeah.
are you? I know you're quite early into the program. Shane, over in the States?
Yep. Everything's good. The
Yeah.
only issue I have is, so it's every exercise is back to back. And my gym, you know, I went this morning and there's 150 people there.
Yeah.
And it's hard to get from, you know, barbells to a leg machine to a step up. You know, I have to wait like 20 minutes to get on the machine. So
Yeah.
there isn't that fluidness or fluidity that you'd like to see.
Yeah.
So
That's
if
a
I
good
could
point.
somehow change my exercises so they're all barbells, when I get a station, I can stay there, you know?
Yeah, that's a really good point. I'm glad you asked that. So how you want to get around that, Shane? Is it because it's your first week, right? So
Right, correct.
I wouldn't stress about that at all. Okay.
Okay.
Even in the first 4 weeks, because where you're at, I obviously remember our call very well. I know exactly where you're at.
Yep.
I would just do one exercise, 3 sets, and just go on to the next one for now.
Okay. All right.
Don't stress about that right now because that will come a little bit later, right?
Yeah. All right.
Just get in there, do your thing, do your 1 set, rest 45 seconds to a minute, and then just get back in there. But don't just do it just half-heartedly. Put the weight
Yeah.
up, get the rest, and then try and max out. Because remember, that's how you're going to get your high blood pressure down as well. At least in that
Right.
oxide.
Right.
And that won't stress you out so much because look, when someone's quite new to the gym, they're not been for a while, they don't know their way around. The last thing you want to be in there is people on your machines and taking stuff and asking. It just causes you not to want to go back in the gym.
Right.
And that's what we don't want. So I would rather just go in there and just do one exercise, 3 sets, boom, boom, tick it off,
Yeah.
go over to the next one, hog the machine, and then
Yep.
go to the next one. Yeah.
I was surprised at how easy the diet's been. You know, I thought they put me on 1,500 calories. I'm like, well, that's not a lot of calories, but I'm
Yeah.
actually full when I'm done with each meal. I'm like, oh, okay, you know.
Yeah, exactly. When you eat whole foods, guys, it fills you up because you're having enough protein,
Right.
carbohydrates. The thing is, like, I don't know about you guys, but I like a burger and chips, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like two burgers and maybe 2 chips. So you think of it like this: I can eat 2 burgers and 2 chips, and that's probably about 3,500 calories, right?
Yeah.
And it goes
Or just have
down.
the 2 burgers.
Sorry?
Or just have the 2 burgers.
I love chips though.
Oh.
But when you've done that, and you guys probably done the same, it goes down easy, doesn't it? You're not really you're full up, don't get me wrong, but you're not like it's not like a whole day's of food, is it? It's just after an hour, you're normal.
Yeah. Right.
If you eat 3,500 calories of whole, nutritious, dense foods, I guarantee none of you guys here would be able to do that just yet.
No, that's probably true. Yeah.
So whole, dense, nutritious food is always going to fill you up properly.
Mm.
Yeah, and that's what people don't realize. And that's when the insulin sensitivity comes in. If you're very insulin resistant, you're used to eating a lot of rubbish.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yep. Also,
So-
I'm not turning my camera on Zoom. I don't know what's going on. I can't find a little gear or the thing that I have on my regular Zoom to turn my camera on and off. So I'm not sure what's up there.
You're all good, buddy. I can hear you loud and clear. It's fine.
All right. Good.
But yeah, any other little get arounds this week, Shane? Everything good apart from the gym and the obviously getting into the food.
Yeah, I was pretty sore after the first day. I'll say that, so that was different. But, and, I still have 6.2 miles to go today. So I'll do that after work. So, but it's all right. Everything's good. It's a good program,
Exactly. And look, remember, this is not the program not to take over your life. It's just to add in to make your life better.
Right.
Yeah.
But the 6 miles, that's 2 hours of walking for me. So, it's not a 15-minute in the gym kind of thing. It's more like
Yeah.
2 hours,
So 10K steps, right?
Yeah. Well, I think it's more than that. It's 2,000 steps is 0.95 miles.
You only need to do between 7 and 10,000 steps a day.
Well, this on my program today, it's 6.21 miles. So
That's a lot, buddy. That's probably a miscalculation.
yeah, maybe.
Yeah, that's a lot. I mean, 6 miles, that's going to take you a shit ton of time, right? Doing that every day.
It is 2 hours. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're a busy guy, right? You've got your own investment company, and so
Yeah.
yeah, I don't think you've got 2 hours a day to go to the gym and do 2 hours of walking, right?
No, it's just today, so I'm not sure. Maybe it is a mistype. Who knows?
Yeah. And look, even if you can do 5,000 at the start and we build it up, nothing has to be perfect in the first week.
All right.
Yeah, build it up there, because remember, we need sustainability and the realistic.
Right.
You need to build a blueprint around your lifestyle.
Right on.
Yeah. So yeah, don't stress. They're just small things. As long as you're moving, eating the food, training.
Yeah.
I mean, you're already doing 100% better than when you were 2 weeks ago, right?
Maybe 200%. Yeah, doing much better.
Exactly.
Well, the thing for me was the diet. I would
Yeah.
just eat whatever I wanted, whenever I wanted, and that was not good.
Exactly, man. Listen, you'll be flying. Give it 4 weeks, you feel like a different man.
Yeah, good.
But no, I enjoyed that. Any other questions, guys, you want to run through?
No, I think I'm good.
No, it's good. I do these every week, Martin and Shane. You're both new to the group, so I do these every week. I pick a good topic. Last week, you probably want to go and watch the replay. It was a really good one. It was on gut health. That would be really good for you,
Oh,
Shane.
yeah.
Okay. Where's the replay?
Can you share the link?
It's in the Facebook group.
Okay.
And it's are you not in the Facebook group?
I'm
I
not
am on
either.
Facebook, but I don't think I've joined it. I don't really use Facebook anymore.
Okay. Are you on Facebook, Shane?
I'm on Facebook, but I'm not in the group.
Okay. I'll post the group link,
Okay.
the WhatsApp group. And look, even if you're not active on Facebook, just use it to get and watch the group and stuff.
Sure.
Okay.
And in the group, just scroll down and you'll see last week's replay. It's a gut health one. Especially for you, Shane, I'd definitely watch that, because that's something we fix for you.
Good.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Awesome. And any other topics that you really want to find out more about? Let me know. I think the next one I'm going to do next week is probably recovery, sleep and rest,
Good.
and how to release stress and things like that. All right. I do. There's sort of a few morning routines, evening routines. I do have a lot of people that have high blood pressure and things.
Good.
All right.
Actually, I do have one other question.
Yeah.
For now, you're mentioning about gut health as well. I spoke to Dan earlier, and I said to him about obviously you've got the diet and the diet set up for us. I said to him, what about drinks and stuff like that? Should we be watching stuff like that? Like, okay, I mainly drink water when I'm at work, a couple of coffees, and I have black coffee anyway. But stuff like, sometimes I'll have like a glass of fresh juice or a smoothie at the weekend and stuff like that. But I do actually drink like kombucha, which is obviously for gut health and for, but that actually.
The probiotic, yeah.
Yeah, it's a probiotic, but it takes, there's quite a bit of sugar in it because it's a fermented tea. Is that okay with the diet?
I wouldn't do it every day. You want to try and get into the routine of, cutting all this shit out with sugar in it, right? Extra sugar.
Yeah. I don't drink any fizzy drinks. Like, I don't even drink beer. If I drink alcohol,
you're tequila guy, aren't you?
I'm a tequila or red wine. Yeah. Red wine's obviously no at the moment, but at the moment I don't really drink that much. So, but like kombucha, we do have. Maybe I'll probably drink maybe 2, maybe 3 a week sometimes.
Oh, that's nothing. Yeah, don't worry about that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, if you're drinking like 3-4 a day, then it's probably
Oh, no.
Bigger issues.
I only have 2 coffees a day. I don't drink at
Yeah.
average. So
Um,
one.
So it's a good one about the juice, by the way, because a lot of people think waking up in the morning having an orange juice is healthy, but it's actually not.
Mm-mm.
And there's a big difference between having freshly poured juice and drinking it, or having something out of a carton, because that would just be
Yeah, you
pure
can't.
sugar.
Yeah. Look, fresh and I've got a juice maker upstairs. The kids always have it, but I sometimes get the nice fresh orange. I do have a little orange juice. Obviously, it's got carbs and it's not sugar, it's fructose. There's obviously processed sugar and then you get natural sugar, right? So it's fine now and again, but I wouldn't get up in the morning and have a big glass of orange juice every morning because I don't like to start my day with sugar.
I'd probably have like a fresh juice or a smoothie or something when we go to one of the malls or to like out at the weekends. I don't really drink that stuff during the day.
Yeah, exactly, mate. I mean, come on, you got to live life a little bit, right? If you want to have a nice orange juice, you have an orange juice. Yeah, you're fine with that, buddy. You're not. I mean, you're not an excessive person when it comes to that anyway. Are you? You don't like binge eat and drink loads and stuff. Yeah, you'll be fine, mate. Remember, 80-20.
Yeah.
Get that stuff in the 20%, and you're all good. 20%, by the way, I worked out. So if you've got 31 days, correct me if I'm wrong. If you've got 31 days, you can basically have 6 days where you eat anything you want, whatever meal. Not anything you want in a whole day, but if you've got 31 meals, healthy meals to eat, 6 of those can be unhealthy.
Yeah. Okay. So we do get like maybe say if I had like one day a week where we went out and had a treat like a roast dinner or something like that.
Yeah.
We can
Indian
have that.
burgers, yeah.
Okay, good.
Of course, absolutely, yeah. Like I said, yeah, you're not, we're not trained to be monks.
Yeah. To be honest, I agree with Shane actually. Like since I started the diet, I feel really good, and I feel because when you eat more proteins, you feel more full anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've been absolutely fine on the diet.
Yeah, you'll be.
I actually didn't even have the protein shakes for the first 2 days, so I was full.
Yeah.
Today I had it. So
Yeah, look, when you start training, you start getting a little bit sore and lifting.
yeah, you're gonna need
Your
more
body will
protein.
be like a sponge, mate, and you'll be hungrier actually.
Yeah. No, I know that. Yeah.
Yeah, you know that. I mean, your experience, you've been training most of your life, right?
Yeah.
But no, all right, guys, I really enjoyed that. Any follow-ups? Obviously, send me a message. Any other topics you want me to film, presentations, let me know, and I'll get it done because I enjoy these.
Brilliant. Cheers, Rob. Enjoyed that.
Thanks, Rob.
All right, chaps, have a good rest of your day.
Cheers.
Cheerio.